I'm going to tell you why you should change your air filter and what can happen if you don't. And we're starting now. Welcome back, everybody, and thanks for tuning in. If you're new here and want to learn how to repair and maintain your own vehicle, start by subscribing and hitting the bell. If you've ever taken your car in for an oil change, you've probably been told you need an air filter. Depending on where you go, they may not explain why. They may have to explain, hey, you have a dirty air filter. And at that point, you probably think to yourself, my car's been driving fine. So your air filter does exactly what it sounds like. It filters the air coming into your engine. If unfiltered air is allowed to enter your engine, it could potentially speed up engine wear, or if a large enough piece of debris were to get into the engine, cause catastrophic engine failure, which, no good, right? My question for you is, when is the last time you've changed or even looked at your air filter? Go ahead and drop your answer down in the comment box. I'm kind of curious to find out what everybody does when it comes to your air filter. And at the end of this video, I'm going to give my recommendation for when you should change your air filter. So how do you determine if you should replace your filter? Once the filter is out, the first thing you want to look for is any obvious buildup of debris or dirt. Kind of like this filter here. I mean, yeah, it's just nasty on the surface. At this point, I would just replace this, not go any further. Also, along with the surface, you'll actually want to check down, I call them pleats. I'm not sure, I could be wrong. If you have the correct term, drop it in the comments. But it's actually, if you open the filter up, and if your filter's not that bad, don't destroy it. But you actually want to look down and see if you have a bunch of dirt buildup in the crease along there. Along with your dirt inspection, you'll also want to check the filtering material. Like this one here was installed wrong at one point. It actually tore and pinched it, so that needs replaced. And also check, like there, that seal is damaged. So at that point, you want to replace this filter. If it passes all these inspections, put it back in the car. So now that you know how to inspect your air filter, I'm going to break it into 3 parts on what can happen if you don't replace it and you allow it just to get dirty. Number 1, the first symptom of a dirty air filter is something you may not even know is happening, but your fuel economy could be lower than what you expect, 1-2 miles a gallon. And you might be scratching your head wondering, why is my air filter going to affect my fuel economy? So your engine computer that controls fuel, your power, pretty much the brains of the car, reads how much air is coming in and adds fuel based on that. And it has a kind of like its normal where it expects to be. And as your filter gets dirty, you're letting less air in, so it lets less fuel in, so your engine is working harder. Well, when your engine works harder, it's in turn going to use more fuel. So your fuel economy is actually going to be sacrificed by not letting the proper amount of air in. Number 2, if your filter is allowed to get dirty enough, you could actually notice a performance issue. Take off from a red light, you give it gas and realize, man, my car does not accelerate like it once used to. Have you checked your air filter? Just like the first one, your engine computer, if you are starving it of that much air, it can't compensate with fuel. Your engine's just not going to perform like it used to. So if you notice, if you're out driving, say you're watching this and driving, well, let's not say you're watching this and driving, you shouldn't be doing that. But say you watch this and you go for driving, you're like, man, my car sucks. Check your air filter. It's not going to hurt to change it if it looks dirty. If it fails the inspections, it's only going to help your car. And number 3, if the air filter is allowed to get bad enough, you could actually cause the check engine light to turn on. And if it's cold there like it is here in Indiana, if your check engine light comes on, your remote start's not going to work, which means you're going to be cold in the morning. And you could have numerous DTC set, and I have not found a DTC yet that says check the air filter. There's usually a whole long list of diagnostics that they want you to perform, and somewhere in there it may say inspect the air filter, but nothing says the air filter is the cause. So if your air filter is clean and you've maintained your vehicle, you can say, hey, it's not a $15 air filter, there's probably something else going on. At that point, it's safe to say, hey, if you're not able to diagnose it yourself, pay somebody. So my recommendation isn't to replace it at a certain time interval, is to inspect it at every single oil change. A lot can happen in 3,000 to 5,000 miles. From, you could have a chipmunk that got up in there if it's winter time, chewed on it to make a nest to stay warm. If you drove in a lot of construction, you could have pulled up a lot of debris and caused it to get dirtier faster than it normally would. So at every oil change, it takes a couple minutes, pop your air filter out, do the inspection I showed you earlier in the video. If it fails any of that, replace it. If it looks good and it passes all the inspections, throw it back in the car, go to your next oil change. Simple as that. Thanks for tuning into today's episode, and I hope you found this information useful. If you did, give it a thumbs up. And again, if you're new here and want to learn how to repair and maintain your own vehicles, drop down, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell so you don't miss anything that's coming up. Thanks for tuning in, everybody, and we'll see you next week.